Good evening. In the news tonight, the rotating postal strike finally hit Manitoba today. Over 700 letter carriers went on the picket lines at 5 this morning in Winnipeg. So far, Winnipeg police have arrested 4 picketers. Larry Keat reports.
Tensions were high at Winnipeg's main post office. In fact, this was a scene repeated many times at postal stations all over the city. When picketers attempted to block private and owner-operated trucks, the police would move in to clear the way, and another round of pushing and shoving would begin. Police say they arrested a total of 4 picketers at 3 different postal stations. Charges range from causing a disturbance to assaulting an officer. One postal worker at 3340 Portage Avenue says he broke his thumb in a scuffle while he was being arrested. No other injuries were reported. A total of 36 police officers were stationed at various postal locations throughout the city. Meanwhile, Canada Post admits it's been using replacement workers to keep the mail moving.
We're striving to meet our service requirements for customers in light of the situation, and we're going to do and provide the best service possible.
We have 35 locals across Canada that are on a picket line right now. So how are you going to move the mail?
This is the first time in 20 years Winnipeg letter carriers have been on strike. So far, this dispute seems fairly tame compared to some of the violence seen on picket lines in Montreal and Toronto. But union officials here warn that situation could change.
As the hours go by and the confrontation continues, patience wears out on these people walking here.
Campbell says the local will keep the picket lines up in Winnipeg 24 hours a day until strike headquarters in Ottawa tells them otherwise. Larry Keat, CKY NewsHour.
On the negotiation front, there have been no talks since Friday. Both sides are awaiting the appointment of a mediator requested last week by Canada Post. But Labour Minister Pierre Cadieux seems in no hurry to oblige. Michael Byrne reports from our Ottawa affiliate.
The Labour Minister had little time or patience for reporters' questions this morning, and he would not say why a mediator has yet to be appointed.
In view of the fact that you've put a specific question, I will give you a specific answer, which I will not comment any further. I have not yet made a decision.
Hey, I got a picture of you guys!
Canada Post requested the appointment of a mediator last week, hoping to avoid violent confrontations like those in Ottawa and Hull this morning. The Crown Corporation has promised to stop using replacement workers once the 7-day mediation period begins. But the head of the 20,000-member letter carriers union says mediation would not end strike action.
These strikes are on, and if I can be convinced by a mediator that it isn't just a stopgap measure to reinforce the scab labor that they're putting in, then that's a different story. Right now, I don't see any reason to withdraw picket lines or stop the action.
And to reinforce those pickets on this day was the head of the 1.2 million member Canadian Labour Congress. And Shirley Carr was a vocal participant.
They can't make their point when these trucks are going to cross the line, and you're helping them to do that.
And they have a legal right to cross the line.
And we have a legal right to have a picket line.
You do?
A peaceful one. It could be a peaceful one.
Earlier today, union officials said a settlement would fall into place fast if the post office would back off on 2 key demands. One, that carriers have lunch on their routes, and that new carriers supply their own cars. A Canada Post spokesman would only say the 2 sides are closer than they were 1 week ago. Michael Byrne in Ottawa.
In other labor news, West Fair and the MFCW remain at log